developer update, competitive, defense matrix, and more. This just got posted on Play Overwatch. Let's watch it.
Good? Good to go anytime?
Yeah, go.
Hey everyone, I'm Gavin Winter, Senior
Hey, Gavin.
Systems Designer on
We
the
talked
Overwatch team.
with Gavin chat.
We're back with another developer update to talk to you a little bit about
Couple
some
months
of the
ago.
upcoming competitive changes. My teammate,
Goes
Senior
on stream.
Research Scientist Natasha Miller, will tell us about updates to Defense Matrix a little later. A few
Okay.
weeks ago, we heard from Aaron that heroes are coming out of the Battle Pass and they'll be available for free the day they launch. He also talked about the new Mythic Shop as well as the
Ooh,
upcoming
okay,
Clash
Mythic Shop.
playtest. He closed with a little sneak peek at what we're covering in this developer update. Season 10 is just around the corner, and we're excited to share these changes with you, starting with how we're
With us,
updating the
chat.
way you can play with friends this season. So let's talk about exactly how that'll work. We think Overwatch is at its best when you're playing with friends. So our new system in Season 10 lets any rank group with any other rank. That means, for example, if you're Plat and you've never been able to group with your
So
friend
we
in
could play with
Bronze,
Zergy, that's
you
Masters
will be
1
able to
guy
do
now.
that now. We
On GM2
refer
or
to your group
GM1.
as a wide group because
Wide
you and your
group.
friend are pretty far apart. There are some trade-offs for wide groups though. They only play against other wide groups, the queue times could be longer, and the matches will be sillier.
Aw, come on.
We'll still use
I
our
think it's
role
gonna be
delta
fine.
tech to try to match you against similarly shaped groups. So if you're a Plat tank and your friend is a Bronze support, we'll try to find another Plat tank and Bronze support to match you two against. At the end of a wide match, you'll see a new
I really want to
modifier
see how these games
just
are
for the
gonna go.
system. Avoiding boosting is really important to us. So the wider your group is, the less your rank will change after any match. If
For
you're
both
Bronze
players is
and
my
you're grouped with
question.
a champion player, you can expect almost no change to your rank, regardless of the outcome. We expect all this to be a huge match quality win for our solo players, because they'll never play against wide groups. We think of groups that are close in rank
Wait, if you
as
play solo,
narrow.
you'll never play against
So
wide
narrow
groups?
matches will only be solos and narrow groups.
Okay.
All this means that you'll be able to choose whether you want to prioritize the highest match quality or playing with friends. We're also expecting to see fewer smurfs after these changes too, since we know some players were only creating alt accounts to play competitive with their friends. We've heard your requests for more void slots, but having
Imagine
more
if
than
they say that
3
you
in
can
our
buy
current
them.
system breaks matchmaking for high skill players. We realize that
So-
basing our void count on that restriction hamstrings the system for 99%.
Wait, they're adding
of
extra
players.
void slots?
So to add all the new features we're about to discuss, we had to rethink what it means to avoid players from the ground up. First off, we're increasing the number of avoid slots to 10.
What?
We're also going to let you pin some avoided players so that they never fall off your list. The trade-off we make to get these features is related to our next new feature. You'll now be able to prioritize your avoid list, where players at the top are most
I'm sorry, but literally, you have like a priority of the ones that you're avoiding and you can't get it. What? I had to pause this. This sounds incredible. I want to see how this is gonna go. What the hell? So anyway, let's see who is in ML7's top 3 avoid pin slots. Top 3 ML7 stream. Top 3 Boger stream. Let's see.
most
Oh my
likely to
god,
be
that'll be
avoided.
hilarious.
For players below Grandmaster, that's most of us, you can expect all 10 avoid slots to be reliable, but we still want to give you the tools to organize your list by
Avoid
how much
tier
you
list.
dislike the players on it. For our highest skill players, this feature is particularly important because if we can't find a balanced match, we'll start ignoring players at the bottom of the list in order as queue time increases.
Okay.
Another area we're addressing will bring changes to our lever penalties for unranked and competitive play. Right now, on the unranked side, our penalties kick in when you leave 4 out of your last 20 games and get worse.
Gavin's
when you
doing an
leave
awesome
6
job
out
at
of
this,
20.
by the way.
We aren't changing those, but we are adding a more lenient 5-minute penalty if you've left 2 out of 20, and a much more harsh 48-hour penalty if you've left 10 out of your last 20 games. Now, there aren't a lot of players leaving more than 50% of their matches, but they do exist, and we think the game would be better without them most of the time.
If you leave 2
On the
games,
competitive
5
side,
minutes.
we're closing another edge case by suspending any players that leave more than 10 matches a season. We're also going to start counting matches completed in competitive toward the 20-game window for unranked. Finally, I want to talk to you about our improved anonymity features. We already had a streamer mode, but we're making this feature more useful to all players, not just streamers. Right now, this feature is client-side only, which means
Yeah,
it
I know
only
it's not that
changes how
good.
players' names appear on your screen. The
Mhm.
big change we're making is adding server-side functionality, which means we'll change how your name appears on everyone's screens in your match. We think this is great for players who may experience harassment because of their battle tag and just want to queue up without any chance of that happening.
Nice.
Don't forget to report players that harass you or anyone else though. And speaking of reporting, don't worry, players in streamer mode being disruptive in text chat or voice can still be reported, avoided, and blocked, and penalties will still apply to them in exactly the same way as normal.
Okay.
Because we still know their name behind the scenes. Next, Natasha will talk to you about our main initiatives to
Do you see if
combat
that name will
disruptive behavior.
change every time you enter the
Thank
game
you,
or
Gavin.
stuff? You know?
Hiya,
Hey,
I'm Natasha
Natasha.
Miller, a senior research scientist at Blizzard working on Defense Matrix for Overwatch. While we are always working in many areas of combating disruptive behavior, today I want to talk about disruptive chat. I'll also touch on some of the tools that we're improving to help keep the community safe. Disruptive chat can really negatively
Report
affect
chat.
someone's experience
Report.
in-game.
Always report.
In our focus to curb this disruptive behavior, we are taking a multi-pronged approach that will roll out over several seasons. Today, I'll discuss the first two coming out in the next few seasons.
Okay.
In our first approach, we will prevent players at endorsement level 0 from using text or voice chat. To be clear, the only way to get to endorsement level 0 is by having your account actioned for an in-game infraction.
Okay, okay. I was like, wait, can you drop?
Start at endorsement level 1.
I never saw somebody
Because
endorsement level
these are players that
0.
have proven themselves to be bad actors, so much so in the past that they received a penalty. This feature would allow those players to take a forced break in team and match
Oh,
channels.
there is no level
until they
0
work their
now.
way back up
Ooh,
to
okay, so
endorsement
that
level
they're
1.
adding
And
it.
from there and all higher levels, chat would work as it did before.
Okay, so at
Remember,
level
the
0,
best way to work your
you
way
can't chat.
back up to endorsement level 1 is to demonstrate good teamwork by trying your best, helping your team, and using the in-game ping system. In our second approach, we will remove chat functionality for spectators. Spectators don't have an in-game need to use the chat channels. And by removing their ability to chat, we remove a channel that is increasingly being used by bad actors. Along
When
with
they
these
hop in game and
improvements,
stuff.
we are looking at making it easier and faster to report any reportable offense mid-match.
Wait, how is it faster
our numbers
reporting?
indicate that most reporting is done towards the end or post-match. And one reason for this is that it's not quick to report mid-match. However, this could put pressure on players to remember that they need to report,
Agreed.
who to report, and what to report them for, all after the match. And at that point, they are likely more interested in just starting the next match. So we are hoping that by making it faster to report mid-match, more players will use
How
the
can you do
reporting
that?
system. This is very important because we rely on players to help us know what is happening in matches so that our mitigation systems can be more effective and reliable, overall making Overwatch a safer community for everyone. Player feedback is a vital part of improving and optimizing these types of features. So we want to create even more avenues for you to share your thoughts with us. In Season 11, we're introducing the first iteration of player surveys into Overwatch 2.
Player surveys.
This won't happen after every game because survey participants will be chosen at random among the player base.
Imagine.
The survey will be prompted after the progression screen at the end of match flow. This
Oh, I
means
wanna
that
complete
you'll
the
be able
surveys
to
on
watch
stream.
Play of the game, give endorsements, and review progression.
So
without
afterwards.
getting
Oh, I want to
interrupted.
see that.
Once the progression screen is closed,
Chat's gonna
the
complete
survey
it
will
for me.
prompt the player for their feedback. Both console and PC players will get the option to give us
Chat, you're gonna help me
feedback
complete
via
it, right?
a QR code. PC players may also choose to open the link in a separate browser. Surveys will ask questions about the game, including new modes, events, features, and how you
Twitch
feel
chat
about the way
decides it.
we're mitigating disruptive play. We're excited for this feature, and we look forward to continuing to improve the game as we gather your feedback. These are just a few of the things we have been working on in this space. We will continue to bring you updates on our progress mitigating disruptive behavior via the Defense Matrix blogs, which will get a refresh in the coming seasons to include even more on the impact this work is having in the community through transparency metrics. Defense Matrix and competitive will always be core to Overwatch, and we'll continue iterating, improving, and of course listening closely to your feedback on these systems. So please keep sharing your thoughts with us, and we can't wait to show you what we've been working on in Season 10 and beyond. See you soon!
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Not be getting an outtake out of me today.
Well, that clip just came off. Any reportable offense in
And they get worse.
every...
Chat, they did this on purpose. They actually
And
got it on the
reliable.
first try, honestly.
You
Loud
got
play
so
nearby.
close.
Oh, that was so lucky. This was awesome.
Pass.
Thank you, Gavin and
Very
Natasha.
Good.
Okay. Okay, I love this developer updates. I love that they're adding like new devs also to like do them and stuff. This was really good. Wait. I saw chat question marking this thing with remove chat for spectators. On one hand, like I've had a lot of the times in custom game modes that are open. This is one of the reasons actually why I'm having them invite only. Once I'm doing like custom games with viewers, you'd have like some trolls hopping and spectator, and then just like start spamming some Monka TOS stuff. So maybe also like you play games and then some people just spectate you, or like you played in previous game, maybe somehow they can hop in game and they can just like flame you while you're in game, you know? So I think this is the reason why they removed chat for spectators. I think that you should still have the option in custom game modes, you know, in custom game modes, if you want to enable chat for spectators or not. I think that you should be able to toggle it off, toggle it on, because I'm thinking, what if you want to scrim or play with, have a lobby of, I don't know, 15 friends and stuff, and you're going to have like some people are going to be spectating the game, you know? So you should have a toggle option, but other than that, I completely understand why. For example, you just like, you mind your own game, then somebody just like hops in and starts flaming you while spectating you while you're playing some quick play, for instance, you know? So this is like, I think the reasoning behind this. Pretty exciting news. I think that both of them did like an absolutely amazing job. So let's get a big round of claps. Loved it. Loved it. Good rundown of the information. And I gotta tell you this. I'm super excited about two things. First of all, I want to rewatch this graph. Avoid as teammate update. Pinned avoided players are never replaced when new avoided players are added on the list. Avoided player listed a minute ago. This least likely to be avoided. This is super interesting, and I can't wait to see how bugged this will be if it's going to give us 2-hour queues. I don't know how many times, how many minutes or whatever you're going to be waiting until you can actually get to avoided player level 5 to be able to get into a game. But the fact that you have almost, from what I understand, permanent avoids is a pretty funny concept. Anyway, other than that, I want to see how matchmaking will be with competitive wide groups. With the wide groups, with the narrow groups, I think that solo/duo probably is going to feel like really, really hard to play. It's going to be really fun. Solo players will always be matched with other solo players or narrow groups. And also, another thing that I want to see is how many points would you be getting if, let's say, you play a champion player with a bronze player. If you win, both of you get +1? And if you lose, does the champion get -500 and the bronze -1 or -5? That's the question that I have. I want to see if it's like proportional or like the same, you know, overall. Or maybe the champion should get 0 points in that case, but if the champion loses, that should be like, you know, we'll see how this is gonna go. Imagine seeing -500. I think it would be hilarious. Anyway, good information. Excited to see what's gonna happen. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this developer update. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, ML7 out.